All right, we're live. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I think I'm using this mic here. Can't remember what mic we got, but I want to get right into it, okay? I want to let you know that there's some things out there they're not telling you, all right? They're not telling you everything that you need to know. And this is some of the stuff that you need to know right now. So I'm going to get right into it. I don't want to shook and jive or nothing. If you're watching the replay, I really appreciate you watching the replay. If you're watching live, thank you so much for being a part of the subscribe tribe and hitting that bell for notifications. If you are not getting these, hit the bell for notifications, smash that like button if this video is going to help you out, because it's going to help you out. We're going to do some live calls as well. All right. Hey, preacher boy, how you doing today? Good to see you. Now, some stuff they don't tell you about boosting your credit score. You're going to see a lot of people out there talk about getting revolving credit. They're going to talk about primary trade lines. They're going to talk about secure credit cards, but there's things that they are missing. There are things that they are missing that they're not telling you. Secrets, lies, fibs, and shookin' and jive. And this is what I'm going to get into right now. You must have three, excuse my finger got all cut up, three specific lines. Hey, thank you very much for the nice haircut. I appreciate that comment. I just got my hair cut. You need three specific lines of credit for your credit mix. This is very, very important. Very important. So you've got to have revolving credit. Yes. So the secure cards, okay. The primary lines are better. The Hutton Chases, the Ox Publishing, the New Coast Directs, okay. The My Jewelry Club card, big lines, 5,000, 5,000, going to get you there, primary lines. However, you also need installment loans, right? So let's talk about this. Why is my credit so strong? I have installment loans that was updated to positive. I had student loans with late payments, updated to positive, using late payment dispute letters, using goodwill letters that you can get at 609creditrepair.com. That updated my score significantly. When those late payments on my student loans were now positive, now I have installment loans that are 10 plus years on there. So I had installment loans on there. My revolving credit, I didn't remove all of the negative stuff. What happened was I had a USAA card. If you know USAA, they're for military personnel and military personnel families. Updated that stuff to positive with goodwill letters. Actually tried to dispute the whole thing off, but they actually reached out to me. They knew I was a service member, and I asked them for a goodwill adjustment. I sent in some letters and so forth and so on. So I had a revolving credit card with good on-time payment history for several years at that point. Updated my student loans to all positive. Updated that score was looking solid. Now, here's the secret they don't teach you. They're not telling you out there. Nobody's talking about open-ended credit cards, open-ended charge cards. Everybody's talking about secure cards, revolving credit, installment loan. You have to have this third secret item of open-end revolving, a non-revolving account. It's non-installment, non-revolving charge card, American Express charge card. If you don't have the American Express charge card, you will not be part of the high earning FICO scores, okay? You just won't get to that 800 score, all right? So if you want to get to that 800 FICO score like everybody's talking about, you need that Amex card. So once you get your revolving credit lines, you get your lines that are installments, mortgage, secure, self-lender. I'm a big fan of self-lender now, guys. People are boosting their scores like nuts with self-lender. It's a secure loan. You get your money back. You earn interest in the CD. It's phenomenal, okay? I think it's great if you're just starting out to rebuild your credit. So you get your revolving account, one or two, you get your primary lines, you get your secure revolving installment. And then once you're available to get that Amex open-ended card, grab that. That's going to make a huge difference for you. Another thing they're not telling you is that your average age for your credit card's got to be 9+ years to be in that high echelon. Okay. The very high echelon is 9+ years for your average age. So you take all of your revolving debt and all of your installment loans and all your open end, all this stuff, all your history, right? All the history, 9+ years. Now, for your oldest accounts, this is what they don't tell you, this is what they don't teach you, your oldest account needs to be 25+ years to be in the super high echelon stuff. So people who want to get these crazy 800 credit scores above 805, above 815, but you know what I'm saying? Above 800, you've got to have all this stuff. So how do you do that besides getting that stuff and keeping it for that long and having an installment loan, okay? Or having the AU trade line that backdates and puts all that information on there, right? So those are some of the most important things. And this is why Amex doesn't backdate, which we found out. And this is why coming with us and our partners and knowing about our trade lines and AE trade lines are different and how they post is because Amex doesn't backdate. And I believe this is one of the reasons, because they have the open-ended charge cards. All right. So this is stuff that people aren't telling you that I want the subscribe tribe to know right here. So if you watch on the replay, hit the subscribe button, because you're going to get content here that's different than anything else. All right. Now, what is the best Amex people talk about? It just depends on your needs. Of course, their Platinum Amex is flagship. Their Centurion card is amazing. I don't have one. It's a black card, right? You have to spend a crazy amount. Their Platinum cards are fantastic. Gold cards are fantastic. Their green cards are not the strongest. So I would say try to get a gold and above. And once your score is solid, when you've got your on-time payment history from revolving credit, you got your own primary lines, you've got the secure loan or your own loan that you got through a mortgage or a car loan, right? Then you're going to be able to apply for those fantastic reward stuff. And that I got lucky, right? Because I had good credit history after I repaired my credit and decided to go for an Amex because it had good membership rewards. It was going to help me travel the world for free. So I got lucky having an open-ended card, but nobody told me this. There was no one out there saying you need to get an open-ended card. So I really appreciate you guys listening to these secrets for you. Now, the other thing is mortgages. If y'all want to get a house, I know a lot of people trying to get a house yesterday. You need to know that they use special mortgages, right? Special FICO scores. All right. If you didn't watch my video, you haven't seen it. All right. Classic FICO 4 is what TransUnion uses. Okay. Experian uses Fair Isaac 2, version 2, and Equifax uses Beacon 5, which is a model of FICO 5. But they're on 6, 7, 8, 9. You know what I'm saying? They got a FICO 8 out there, 9. Okay, so they're using old scores, and you need to be aware of that. So you need to look into your FICO situation and see what it is when you're applying for your home mortgage, because some people will look at their Credit Karmas, or they'll look at their Vantage scores, or they're even looking at my FICO, and they don't even realize they're not looking at the right score. So these are things that is very important for you to know when you're moving forward. Okay, does New Coast post to all 3 credit bureaus? Yes, they say they post to all 3 credit bureaus. New Coast Direct says they post to all 3 credit bureaus, and so does the My Jewelry Clubs. They say they post to all 3, okay? And there's 5,000 lines each, okay? 5,000 primary trade lines each in your name, all right? So I also want to talk about something else. We're going to get into your question and answers, but I also want to give great content up front and some of the things that happen to you, okay, and have happened to clients and customers. So there was an individual who got his money stole, okay, out of his bank account, all right? And the bank didn't give him his money back quickly. They're still fighting months later. And the reason that I bring this up is because it affected his credit. He wasn't able to pay his credit card bill on time, and the bank closed it. And so now he's got all these late payments that weren't his fault. So what I told, and everyone can do this if they're having, was it Wells Fargo? No, it wasn't Wells Fargo. I don't believe it was Wells Fargo. He did not tell me the big bank brand name. Okay. So they didn't give him his money back for a long, long time. It's fraudulent. I told him there is a business commerce, Department of Business and Finance, the DFI. There's a DFI, okay? The DFI, Division of Financial Institutions, okay? And that's in this state. DFI, there's something in your state, okay? There's something in your state. If your bank is acting up, they're putting you, I finally hit the live stream. Awesome. Thanks. If they're putting you in the check systems, if they're putting you in the early warnings, if they're doing fraudulent stuff, like not giving your money back, you go to your Division of Financial Institutions that regulates banks, credit union, foreign banks, industry, money transfer, all these people that be trying to do these payday loans and all this stuff. All right. All that stuff, a Division of Financial Institutions, okay? DFI, and that's in this state. Look into your state's Department of Business Oversight. Your state has a Department of Business Oversight. That's where you can complain when these cash checking places are acting up, when these banks start acting up, acting a fool, when they're taking your money. So I told them, I said, file the complaints with the CFPB, but go to your consumer advocate in that state, right? Make the complaint, file the lawsuit. They stole your money, and now they've defamed your character and said you couldn't pay when you could because somebody stole your money. This is the type of stuff that doesn't get talked about all the time, but I think it's so important because there's people out there, their rights are being violated. They're being violated, all right? So I want to do your questions and answers. We have fantastic people here. Thank you so much for being here on a Saturday with us. Thanks for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. If you're watching the replay, I'm going to put up a number here for the people who are on the live stream. So this is why you want to be on that live stream and hit that subscribe button and smash the bell for notifications so you can get in on the phone calls here. All right. So I'm going to put up the website where you can get all the good stuff. I know a lot of people know already. All right. Where we can do it for you. All right. Let me read some of these questions and see what we got. You have these primary lines. Primary trade lines would be in your name. So when someone says, oh, you could buy trade lines with us, it's typically authorized user trade lines. Your primary lines you can get through any credit card, right? Any installment loan, any open-end card, or you get primary trade lines like Hutton Chase, Ox Publishing, New Coast Direct, and of course, My Jewelry Club. Big primary lines. The reason people in the industry talk about them is because they will do subprime lending. They will say, okay, well, your credit score is 500, we'll still approve you. 400, we'll still approve you. We know you're trying to build up and we have a great mutual respect for one another. Go ahead, use our trade line, all right? Ooh, wow, Sandra, my credit score is finally pushing 700 club, fantastic. Tony, hey, good to see you. Brandon, love all the advice. My credit score has gone up 200 points. All right. Thanks, Brandon. I'll go for the Amex Gold. Yes, good choice. Which national bank do you like best? Okay, so that's a good question, all right? So I have credit unions. I like credit unions. Again, USAA is something that I utilize as well. So I'm a service member, so I have some stuff. And I don't really use a lot of big national banks, okay? If you want to get into a big national bank, feel free to utilize them at your own discretion, okay? I think that there's a lot of pluses to having big national banks. Oh, you know what? There's one out there that it's national, but it's a bit more quiet as kept. Secrets, I give secrets out. The Charles Schwabs are pretty good out there. The Charles Schwabs is interesting because Charles Schwab gives you free ATM anywhere in the world. Free ATM anywhere in the world. So if you get charged an ATM fee, they reimburse you, even if it's that bank. So if you're out, you use a Bank of America ATM with your Schwab account, with your Schwab checking, they give you that $4, $5 back that Bank of America charge you. Yes. So Schwab, I think Charles Schwab is good. Yeah. When should you apply for an Amex? Okay. So your credit score has got to be in the high 600s, low 700s minimum to go for these open-ended charge cards. All right. That's where I would say you need to be at. If you can get 720 plus, great. You're good to go. All right. How can my husband remove his eviction? Would you know? Yes. So I want to tell you about people's credit reports, okay? And you want to remove your eviction. People's credit reports are very, very unique to them. Some people are going to have evictions on their 3 bureaus. Some people are going to have the evictions on the 3 bureaus and LexisNexis and CoreLogic. And I'm gonna bring this up right here, okay? 8 agencies that could report your eviction, all right? So, this is the crazy thing. It's like a fingerprint. It's unique to you and your husband. So it could be at CoreLogic, okay? Safe rent, they call it. CoreLogic. You can pull up your CoreLogic. You can pull up your LexisNexis. If it's there, you can dispute with the 609 letters. I see results all the time. You can see here there was a woman who had an eviction who was successful in doing it with CoreLogic and LexisNexis. You don't want to see her face. She didn't want to be all up in the spotlight, all right? She didn't have a good cameraman like Jerome, all right? But she was there and she got great results. People are getting great results. They're disputing directly with the 3 bureaus as well, the 609 letters directly. But the idea is to get some of these smaller bureaus that utilize, some of the smaller bureaus that utilize this information, collect it and give it to the big 3 bureaus to make that money. They're trying to make that money. So Contemporary Information Corporation, and what I can do for you in the eviction, I can put this in the description box below, okay? And if you're watching the replay, this is how y'all get an eviction off. CoreLogic, of course, Experian's got it, and they have a portion called Rent Bureau, but if you pull it off of Experian, it's probably going to come off their Rent Bureau. First Advantage Corporation, not too familiar with First Advantage. Haven't had to deal with them yet, but if you are getting stuff pulled and they say, hey, you know, we're screening for your apartment, we see you at First Advantage, you know where to go. Leasing Desk, Screening Reporters is big, guys. Screening Reporters is like another screening report. Screening Reports Inc. All right, these guys are big about reporting, and they right on their website they say they comply with the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Okay, so you know you can send your 609 letters there to dispute this items. Okay, tenant data services, and of course TransUnion rental screening solutions. Okay, so these are big secrets that people are not telling you. This is where your evictions could be. Okay, now on the flip side of this, I do want to give you some positive reinforcement if you are paying your rent on time, because I know a lot of you guys are paying your rent on time. Okay, a lot of you guys are paying rent on time, but you're not getting the full benefit of good on-time payment credit history. Okay, so if you're watching this right now and you're thinking, man, I got my credit is all low, but you're paying your rent, you could use Rental Karma. Okay, rent reporters, Rent Tracker. There's a new app called the Pinch app. Okay, it reports to all 3 credit bureaus and it's free to consumers. Okay, you can also connect your bank account, upload copies of your leases and that kind of stuff. Do what you feel comfortable with. But the Pinch app, a buddy of mine asked about it. They seem to be decent. They're getting some good write-ups. Look into them. The Pinch app. Clear Now, Pay Your Rent, and then e-rent payment. Okay, so these are things that can help you with this rental process. Evictions are usually something that comes off quickly. That's right. I know you're thinking, you're like, oh man, this is rough, this is tough. No, the reason why is because it's moved to a third party who doesn't have the resources to collect on you or the rights to collect on you. You might have a lease out there, maybe it's signed, maybe it's not, but the collector isn't the one with that power. It's the original provider of such a loan. Okay. Ever heard of interest-free loans? They exist. Yes, interest-free loans do exist. I had an assistant who was helping us out in the company for a period of time, had 0% on her car note for like 3 years or something like that. It was crazy. I've had credit cards who have 0% interest, okay? So it is possible. I'm breaking necks today. Got to print them out first. Boda, thank you so much for coming in, saying you're snapping some necks. All right. Let me see what we got. What secure card? Secure credit. Okay. This is what I think about secure credit cards. Secure credit cards are going to give you a small amount, right? A small amount. You're going to put in $200, $300, $400, $500. You're not going to get a big trade line. Okay. Before you go get them secure cards, I say go get the My Jewelry Club card. Okay. The reason the My Jewelry Club card is because you will get a $5,000 primary trade line. Okay, $5,000 primary trade line. Okay, that's big. That's big. Now, why get the secure card? Why would Brandon say, you know, get the primary, but I need the secure card? The secure card is optional, but if you get it, you can use it more readily because it's going to be used where MasterCard and Visas are utilized, right? So you'll have multiple open lines revolving credit because you can only get one primary from My Jewelry Club. You can only get one primary from New Coast Direct, okay? And Axe Publishing and Hutton Chase are great, but they don't report to all 3. I think they report to 1 and 2 of them, right? So this is why you might get the secure card. Now, if you can avoid getting the secure card and go through your credit repair first, I would much rather you do that and then go get some good open primary lines. And I actually, before getting the secure card, I would actually think that getting a secure loan with self-builder is stronger because it's easy to get a primary credit card. It's easy to get a primary credit card. It's harder to get an installment loan with bad credit. And if you have an installment loan with 12 months of on-time payment history, that's what you're going to get with self-lender. That's going to go worlds above somebody who's out there trying to charge up $200 with $300, $500, and they can only use $50, $100 every month, right? You see the difference? You see the difference in you having all this available credit? Much different. Don't do it. Open sky is the devil. That's right. Open sky. You don't need that open sky. That's right. Get you some good primary lines. Get you some AUs with us. Get you some secure loan. Get you other stuff. Secure cards are the last point, and you're here. You're getting secrets here. You don't necessarily need to get the secure stuff. Okay. Hello. Yeah. Open sky. No credit check. Nah. You don't need no open sky. Okay. I had a BR in 2009. Two bureaus took it off. BR, do you mean BK? Bankruptcy? Philip, you got two bankruptcies off your credit report. Congratulations. Thank you so much for letting us know. Two bankruptcies off, one bankruptcy remaining. Okay, great. So you know the other bureaus are taking it off. You know it can't be verified. You know there's an issue with LexisNexis or Pacer in the verification process and why they took it off. Just double check to see, to make sure that the liabilities in Pacer, right, if you can take a look at Pacer, match up with what they say. It should be zero, okay? Or on LexisNexis, make sure that they're reporting your addresses correctly, your social correctly, and all that stuff. Update your address properly with the bureaus so there's nothing obsolete. Make sure that your other bureau's information, right, for that gets passed off to the one bureau that is remaining, and show them the deletions and show them that it's deleted out of LexisNexis. They will be hard pressed to show you how they verify, because if they don't say specifically they go to Pacer or they go to the courthouse, which they're supposed to go to the courthouse. Pacer is still a third party. Okay, so they're supposed to go to the courthouse. The other thing you can do, and I've seen these letters that customers are getting, is that you can send something to the, just a letter. All you have to do is say, hey, do you release information to third parties like credit bureaus? They'll say, no, we don't deal with credit bureaus. They'll wash their hands of it. They'll be like, oh, I don't deal with credit bureaus. You gotta talk to them. Or they'll say, no, we don't release third-party information like that out there. Okay. You'll have that. All that supporting documentation is what you can send into this last stubborn bureau who has your bankruptcy on there. But the other two bankruptcies have been removed. Congratulations. You're wonderful. We love you all here. Man, we're almost at 58,000 subscribers, I believe. This fam is amazing. Thank you for spending some time with us here. And if you're watching the replay, I want you to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, because I'm about to do some live calls right now. And a lot of times, y'all have these questions. Y'all email me. We go back and forth on email. But sometimes our schedules don't line up, so I can't do all the calls, but I can do calls when we got time together. About 100 people here. We're doing calls. I want you to get your calls in. I got approved for 25K JetBlue Plus card. Whoa, Demetrius, 6 months. God, I couldn't even get, 6 months ago, couldn't even get a credit card. You're the man. Demetrius, you're the man. Thank you for saying this for us here. And people know 25,000 JetBlue credit card. That's huge, 25K. Congratulations, Demetrius. You could be like this, all right? You could be the next one. Good afternoon. Hey, how you doing, sir?
How's it doing well. Let me mute
Yeah, absolutely. That would be wonderful. I'm talking to myself. Everybody's like the back talk. Okay, great. Go ahead, sir. How may we assist you? I'll do my best.
I really appreciate your videos. You're a blessing, man.
Thank you.
So my FICO scores across the board are at 760. 750. My wife's are at 790.
Wow. Congrats, man. This is amazing. Yeah.
So here's the issue that I've been facing. So I had a challenge and I had to do federal student loan rehabilitation.
Great.
I did that several years ago.
Okay.
The wife also did that. When she did it, her negative options on her report for her student loans have updated to show paid as agreed and everything is great. And that's why hers is at 90. Mine is only at 750.
Okay.
It's appearing 5 times on my report.
Sure.
I reached out to Navient as well as to the company that I did my rehabilitation through and asked them, can they update it to reflect that? Because the terms that they had with me, essentially they said that once I paid for 10 months, then they would update it. And right now it says that it's no longer as a charge off or anything like that, but it did not update it to have it say that it is basically updating my credit history just like my wife's was.
Backdated.
So my question,
backdated.
what should I do? Should I try to get it backdated and get them off? Or because in 2019, the end of 2019 is when they're going to fall off.
Okay.
I'm curious. I'm trying to get the 800. I'm trying to get the 800. And so.
All right. I understand. Okay. So let's do this. We'll break it down. All right. We're going to break it down. Okay. So it's not on charge off, it's not collection, it's not in a, negative situation, but you've got some older few years ago outstanding late payments that might be reflecting as such. Is that what you're saying? Or does it say all green on-time payment history?
So it's a mixture for those five, within those five different student loans.
Okay.
Some of them, one-time payments, and then the several months of when I wasn't paying.
Great. Okay.
And so, but I've on rehabilitation, and they have not updated to say that everything.
That's part of that rehab. That's part of that rehab. You have them breach a contract. Okay. So something in the military that we used to talk about is you can't get the government when you're in the military, you can't sue the government, right? But when you're out, you can, whatever. It's just a weird thing. But what you have them for is breach of contract. Okay. So first things first, you want to double check, get that rehab information out, whatever you got. Okay. Let them know, write the letter. I can help you with that. teambweave@gmail.com. I'm going to put my email in here and all that stuff. We can help you get that letter, send them out, say, hey, you breach of contract. This is supposed to say all positive now. Okay. I did the rehab. I did my part. Okay. So I'm going to have to go and get a lawyer, a student loan lawyer. I actually know of a student loan lawyer. So it's fantastic. Now, the second thing you'll do is you're going to send a late payment dispute to the credit bureaus. And in that, you'll say, please let me know. In it, it says kind of like, please let me know if I was ever late. Please show me proof of this. I don't have any of that. I have all on-time payment history. And the reason I know that is I have documentation given to me from whomever, Navient or whomever the servicer of the loan is. That rehab that you have is that proof, okay? Because that's part of that's a federal guideline. You know what I'm saying? They're playing games federally. You can take them to federal court yesterday, okay? So you pressure them, okay? Then on that time, you send the goodwill letter and you say, hey, this is what's going on. I don't want to have to get litigious. I know you guys just made a mistake, right? Just give them the benefit of that. I know y'all made a mistake. You got a lot of stuff going on, but then you start getting real with them. But I will have to talk to my student loan lawyer, X, Y, and Z. I've got that for you, and we're gonna exchange emails here so I can help you out some more. And I'm just gonna have to talk to him because this is really affecting me and my wife. We're young. We're trying to buy a house. We're trying to get our business going. I did my job, and y'all aren't holding up your end. And it's a shame because I like doing business with you guys. I like paying. But in the future, we ain't gonna do no more business with you. And they'll be like, business? What are you talking about? It's like, oh yeah, when I send my kids to college and all this, no, forget about it. No, we don't need no business with you. And so that is how I would handle that. Now, if they come back, they're still playing games, escalate it. AG, courts, everything. Give them one chance and don't play any games. One chance, they don't update it, go to court. And this is what's interesting. A lot of people get worried about this. It's scary to a point. The other point, it's a zero-sum game because the worst that they're going to do is say no, right? The worst they're going to do is say, oh, well, his rehab was different, right? Which it isn't. But the best that could happen is that you go to court and this is what's going to happen. They're just going to look at it and be like, oh, sorry, we'll just update it. They're just going to push some buttons. That's what happened to me. I didn't have to go to court, but they just pushed some buttons and updated this thing. I didn't even go through a rehab program, brother. I just sent goodwill letters. They're messing with you. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I do not like this. So take down, I'm going to put in my email right now. And so everybody has it.
Okay.
And yeah, absolutely. This is nonsense. And you should be up in the 800s. I mean, your credit's good.
I'll just throw one other nuance in there for you regarding this.
Yeah.
So I've been out of rehab. I mean, it's been rehabilitated, but back in 2012. So it's been
long time.
Back in 2014. So it's been on time since then. But what was interesting is when I reached out to GC Services, which was the one who facilitated the rehabilitation, they said they have no records of my account. And that was very interesting.
That's screwing up. Yeah.
They have a letter from them saying that.
Yeah. So that's challenging because if nobody can find that master promissory note, your instrument of indebtedness, they've got to discharge it, right? So you could even start going down that process and that rabbit hole. I've got letters and stuff for that, and you could press them. What's interesting is if you're paying on time and if it's not a large sum and you're like, oh, well, I'm just going to pay, I'll be done with this real quick. I just want the on-time payment history. My credit's going to look great, right? no problem. But if you want to go down the rabbit hole and you're like, damn, these loans is crazy. I'm going to be 20 years paying this stuff. We need to get this stuff taken care of and out of there. Man, that letter might be your out of free jail card. I'm telling you, brother. So
my really, really low right now. I can pay it off today.
Good.
It's only $1,500.
Oh yeah, you got this.
For that one-time payment history, it's helping my score with the 750.
That's great. And with that letter too, you'd be like, well, you know what? I don't even know how they're reporting me late because they don't even have proof that this is my account. Look at this letter that I got. You know what I'm saying? You throw that in there. Okay. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, what? Yeah. People slip all the time. They slip all the time and give you information. Yeah. So, man, this is good. This is good news though, because I know personally when my student loans updated to positive, my score went through the roof. I was like, wow. I mean, 1 late payment, 2 late payment, 3 late payment. You probably weren't late that much, a few months, right? It kills your score. It kills you. So, yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate you. You got anything else? Anything else that I can assist you with, my friend? Prior to.
I appreciate you, man. I refer so many people. So
hey, man, I appreciate you. You're doing great. You are, and your wife are great Americans for doing this. Everybody's dealing with student loan debt and debts and all this nonsense. Y'all getting it squared away, being great people here over this weekend. So enjoy your holiday weekend, and I'll see you on the other side. You take care, all right? Take care, brother. Bye. Peace. Man, I'm excited for you guys. You guys are the cream of the crop here. Thank you for watching the calls. I'll take some more calls as well. I appreciate you. I'll also get to some of your questions here. How do you dispute your bankruptcy? LexisNexis. You can pull your LexisNexis report. You can dispute your bankruptcy right with LexisNexis like any other credit bureau at 609. Credit letters at 609creditrepair.com. Or we've done it for people. We've seen bankruptcies come up. I'm very impressed with my team at theawesomelifegroup.com. Have gotten bankruptcies removed. Now, I can't say that yours is going to be the same. All right, brother? Okay, sister? Just give me a second here. Let me take a look at your report. Okay? I can't say it's going to be exactly the same, but probably going to get some great results for you as well. Okay? Get some great results. All right. Let's see what we got. Thank you for your service. Hey, you're welcome. I'm glad I could be of service in the military. My smile, sparkly white. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Planning on doing some AU trade lines. Excellent. Doesn't a high loan debt affect your borrowing ability? Yes, it can. If you have a lot of outstanding debt, it could. But the way we're talking about it right now, getting a secure loan ain't going to have no crazy high debt, okay? Getting your own personal revolving debt, like a mortgage, that's your mortgage, that's your house, that's what you're going to be doing a long time, okay? So chances of you needing another crazy big loan is pretty slim. In your name, probably not. If you're going to do a business, get you some business credit outside your name with me, I'm going to teach you how to do business credit, okay? Now, I meant student loan debt, sorry. Yes, student loan debt it has affected people from getting homes, okay? That's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm talking about student loan debt. You can, if like he said, they literally said they didn't have any record of his stuff. You can have that kind of stuff discharged. You can have stuff removed from your credit reports. We have seen student loans come off the credit report. Now, that helps because your debt to income ratio, your debt to credit utilization ratio goes down and can help you get that home, all right? 800-216-6410. I will take some more calls, and we're gonna stay here as long as y'all have questions and concerns. Is it complicated to remove bankruptcy? No, it's not complicated when you got me here helping you out and email support. But if you're doing a loan, it could be, yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, great. So we're getting some of these, and I think I've talked to you, Christopher. The creditor sold his debt. I received a letter to settle for 18%, okay, of the amount. What do I do if the collector is not listed reporting on my credit report? Okay, so they want their money, okay? They are not listing on the credit report, so your credit's good, right? It's good. Make sure the original credit or the charge-off is gone or whatever. But you can send validation letters to validate their debt, their claim, to try and make you pay. Now, if it's outside of the statutes of limitation in your state and they can't come after you for that money, then you just let it ride. They can't come after you. They can't put it on your credit report. It's done and ipso facto done. If it's inside the statutes of limitation, they can come for it. You might want to dispute with the validation letters. If they're not hounding you and you don't want to say nothing and they're not coming for you, you may not want to deal with it. If your credit's clean, you're looking good, you're good to go. Oh, look at that. Demetrius, I've asked Navient for master promissory note 7 times, even reported to CFPB. Still haven't gotten anything. Still haven't gotten anything. And that's what's crazy is these dudes, they just assume you don't know anything, right? They think that they're just going to get over, that they're not able to, that you don't know that they have to provide you an original instrument of indebtedness, that the master promissory note is so important for you. So this is what I'm going to put up a link here. So you can take it to court. All right, student loan lawyer. Okay, student loan lawyer for you guys. Take these dudes to court. Find out what's going on. Submit your own documents to discharge the loan if they can't provide information. Okay. What happens if you get approved for credit card while under validation verification letter process? You're good to go. You still got the credit card. You're good. You're approved for it. You can utilize that. It's fine. Okay. Yes, using ALG to clear charge off. Can I get a self-lender loan to build age of report? Yes, you can get a self-lender loan. You can start building your own good on-time credit history. All right. It's fantastic that you're interested in doing that. All right. Anybody else who may want to call 800-216-6410. Thank you for being here this holiday weekend. Hope you enjoy your Memorial Day holiday weekend. If you're watching this on the replay, obviously it ain't no Memorial Day weekend for you unless you're watching on Memorial Day weekend. So enjoy your time. Our service members have given a lot of their lives so we can have a very safe and free country. The United States is one of the greatest countries on the planet. I'll tell you, these laws and rights that you have in the USA have come from service members fighting on our behalf. So I really appreciate everybody out there. Veterans Memorial Day. Thank you so much. We got a call. We're about to go live. I appreciate people calling in. I love it. Jerome, stop shaking the camera. That's right. Good afternoon. It's Brandon Weaver here. I appreciate you, and I'll do my best to answer your question. How may I help you?
Hi, Brandon. I want to say thank you so much. Your package has helped me significantly. I really appreciate all the help. However, I'm having a challenge with my credit. I did try to dispute some items. A few items came out off on one of the bureaus. However,
fantastic.
I'm trying to get it removed from another bureau. They're saying it's validated.
Right.
I did.
But you know the other bureau's taking it off. Yeah.
I did do what you told me to do as far as sending the letters that I sent to other bureaus telling them to remove it.
Nice.
They're still saying it's validated.
Sure.
I don't know should I do a Nexus Lexus or...
So yeah, double check your Lexus and Nexus, see if there's negative items in there, okay? And see what's what. Now, have you sent validation letters directly to the collectors yet? I
did.
You did not. Okay, this is important part of your case.
No, I did. I sent validation letters to creditors, and they did say it's validated.
Okay, so creditors, you have to do a 623 method to the creditors. Did you do the 623 method to creditors? Okay, so it's specific. Okay, I'll walk you through the process. So the creditors, credit bureaus, and collectors all fall under different acts and have to have different disputing processes, okay? So you're already doing fantastic. You've gotten deletions. You know this stuff works. You're doing phenomenal. They're just doing a little pushback to see where you are and how you know how to build your case. And this is why I'm here, and this is why the professionals do this for people on their behalf, because they're not 100% sure. An update to FACTA, okay, FACTA 312 and Section 623 of the Fair Credit Reporting Act makes sure that the original creditor, the person providing the information to the credit bureaus, has in their legal department the information to furnish said information to the credit bureaus. That's what you need to ask them. So the idea is to give them a ring, say, hey, you know, I'm seeing this negative, inaccurate information on my reports. The other bureaus have removed it. I just need to see some proof that you have it. What's going on? And what they'll say is they'll say, oh, well, the collector's in charge of that now. Or you send in the 623 method letter, which I have at 609creditrepair.com, or you can email me, right? So you send that letter in. It will request that information directly from them. It's a very specific wording from FACTA and the Fair Credit Reporting Act. They won't have anything. They'll say the collector has it. Great. You send a validation letter to the collector, certified, have them sign for it. They will send back stuff like a statement or something, but they won't have a signed document for you. Now you have them trapped up in between. You can go right to the CFPB, upload those documents, say, I asked the original creditor, they said the collector had it. The collector doesn't have what they need. I just need you to figure this out. The other two bureaus have removed these items or this item. This needs to be removed immediately, or I'm going to have to go to the Attorney General, or I'm going to have to go to small claims. Okay. That's how you build your case, because now they don't have proof, right? So you're worried. You're like, well, why are they just saying validated? Why are they just saying verified? Because they can get away with it, because they're using e-Oscar and they're trapping themselves up because no one's going to press them. So that's how you do it. If you want a more, walk through process, I know it's a lot on the phone and you're just like, oh man, email me. We've been going back and forth on emails. I'll walk you through that process. Once again, let you know, hey, 623, validation, FACTA, all this crazy wildness that I had to learn over the years, and I can walk you through that process. All right?
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Question.
Yes, go ahead.
For inquiries, I did try to attempt to get some of those removed, but that was a challenge as well.
Sure,
they
of
just
course.
sent a letter showing me a report of all my credit history. I'm like, what is this?
Exactly.
I did get removed from one credit bureau, however, they didn't remove everything.
Right.
So
Okay.
what would you recommend?
It's a process too. So that's going to take, a couple rounds of letters. But what I recommend in this situation, make sure the inquiry is over 90 days old. It's a non-account holding inquiry over 90 days old. Okay. You either send a letter directly to the bank or call them, depending on how they're, playing games, shooking and jiving and trying to push you around and say, oh, well, we don't have it, or we don't know, or whatever. So call or write letters. And what you're going to do is you're going to ask them, you're going to say, I need to see the application. Okay, I need to see the application with my signature on it. I need to see that you have permissible purpose to do such an inquiry. Okay, and where's this from? Where are you getting all the inquiries from?
When I first moved out to Atlanta, I was purchasing a lot of cars. I was searching for cars, and they just ran my credit.
Great. So the dealer, so it's old now. So the dealer needs to have that application on file. The reason I say over 90 days old, and this is a secret, is because after 90 days, they purge documents. After 90 days, they don't keep the documents. You know how many documents that would be if they didn't purge the documents? So it's old. You ask them specifically for it. It's the same thing. You're trapping them up by their own means. They'll come back and say, oh, well, we don't have that, or they'll say some stuff, well, you gave it, or whatever, or we had it verbally, or blah, blah, blah. I'm like, great, you don't have anything. Fantastic. I'm going to ask the bureaus again. They don't have anything. Same thing. Escalate it. It'll go away. We've seen it over and over. Now, seal up the save stream. That seems to help. Freeze it. You can also freeze LexisNexis, but they don't tend to report as much. Yeah. The inquiries. It's mostly save stream. So, all right. I appreciate you. Thank you
so much.
Hey, thank you. You have
I
a
really
great.
Appreciate you.
You're very welcome. You have a great weekend.
You too, bye-bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Appreciate you spending your weekend here. Hardcore credit repair people. People think I'm crazy because all I do is talk about credit and real estate investing. Real estate investing is fantastic. Credit is phenomenal, right? Real estate investing is take a lot of you guys far. I'm trying to get in real estate, but man, real estate investing is crazy. Do you freeze the account before disputing them? It just depends, okay? You freeze your credit bureaus. You can dispute them. You don't have to freeze them. I didn't necessarily freeze my stuff, okay? But now people are freezing and locking it down and being secure with it because all these data breaches, all right? I also want to talk to you. There is an Equifax bureau out there, NCTUE, that you can't freeze. This is stuff they don't tell you. Okay, let me pull this up for you right now and talk to you about this special bureau, NTCUE. Talk to you about this real quick, all right? There's a special bureau that Equifax now owns that AT&T created back in like the late 90s. And apparently you can't just easily freeze it, okay? It's possible to freeze your report through NCTUE by calling 800-866-349-5355. Okay, but you can't do it online. All right, I'm gonna put this in there for you. This is a special secret bureau. All right, boom, right there. Equifax controls, NCTUE. Double check that one if you've been part of the breach. Okay, you will actually have to call to freeze it. You can't freeze it online. I'm not saying you can't freeze it. You can't freeze it online. All right. You always respond quickly to email. I appreciate you. Master DZAB, Master DZAB. Shout out to you as well. Are you looking to expand your offices? One of the greatest in the game. I wouldn't mind being part of the team. My offices are in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Everybody works in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania together. That's right. Let's see. Hello. How can you dispute a charge off for an auto loan for a car that was impounded after a wreck? They gave up the car and left it there after I notified them. The car only has a balance of. Okay. So this is a charge off of a loan. Okay. So they're going to classify, they're going to try to play games. Say it's a repossession or something like that, or say it's a charge off, right? You're going to have to work on multiple levels. You're going to have to find a reason, one, inaccuracy for the balance and what they're reporting the balance. That's a good reason. The collector might have a different balance than the charge-off. The charge-off must say 0. If it's in a collection status, you can outright dispute it the way that we've been talking about, sending validation letters to the collector, sending 609 letters to the credit bureau, or sending that method, 623 method, FACTA 312 method, to the original impounder or whoever has this auto loan and ask them, hey, I need to see some proof that this is how much I owe and how much that you classify that I owe and how do you figure that out and all this craziness, right? All this nonsense. When they come back and they just say, oh, well, it's verified and we don't really have all that information, or it's with the collector or whatever, then you find the collector. You find who has the information, who's supposed to furnish it properly, is the original creditor, right? And if they're not furnishing it properly, you can dispute on those grounds, okay? The same thing with the 609 letter. Hey, please verify this, okay? 609 letter, the second round, method of verification. Well, how did they verify it? And so forth and so on. Hey, I'm going to sue you guys if you don't get this stuff together. Now, there should be a discrepancy in the balance, because insurance, if it was wrecked, you might have insurance have paid some of that balance. Their reporting of the balance probably is inaccurate. You see it a lot. Excuse me. Water. Need a little water after 45 minutes. Appreciate you. Wow, this is good. Lancaster, PA here. Congrats. Appreciate you. This is awesome. I just read something here in the comments. It says Carlos says he was at 500, under 500, bought the package, and after 7 months at 802 and 804. Congratulations, Carlos. This is amazing. Oh, is there statutes of limitation on identity theft? No, somebody stole your identity. Okay. You can report that, right? So ID theft, let's see here. I'm trying to think, what was your identity stolen 7-10 years ago and it's still on there? Let's see, each state. Okay, so each state has different limits. So it could be 6 to 7 years. If you have statutes, if you have identity theft stuff on there from 6 or 7 years ago, that should come off just from the federal statutes of limitation of credit reporting, and you can dispute it. If you're under the 6-year limit on your state, depending on what state it is, you could still report that. So yeah. Brandon, does the 623 method work for original creditor? Sorry. Yes, it does. That's what it's for. The 623 method and the update to it, FACTA 312, is for original creditors. Secrets. My whole family's gonna buy the package. Thank you, Money B. I appreciate you. Carlos says, just stick to your guns. That's right. Stick to your guns. I think a lot of individuals start to get worried. They send a round or two. They send a round or two of Inquiry. They send a round or two of Goodwills, and then they're saying, oh, well, I don't know. I'm worried. You stick with it, you will. This worked for Carlos. He's up in the 800s. There's people that went from 500 to 700, 500 to 800, 500. I was very fortunate. I didn't have anyone to help me out with this, but I was very fortunate to go that high and just doing my due diligence and learning. And now I'm able to give this back to you. Nice. Action Figures Inc. I'm about to help you out. Okay, Brandon, I have medical bills. I never went to the doctor's. Ex-wife did and did not pay co-pays. Getting slammed out of the blue with collections. I had no clue. Fantastic. Okay. Here we go. Collections in the hospitals, collections in medical, they have to have that HIPAA release to get this information. If they do not provide you that information, they are in violation of HIPAA. Okay? HIPAA release. You send the collection validation letter to these collectors, or you can send something directly to the creditors, like the 623 method. Ask them, how do you have this information? It's all outlined there for you at 609creditrepair.com, or we can do it for you at the Awesome Life Group, right? Ask them how they have this information. I want to see the contracts. I want to see what you've got, okay? They'll send you stuff. A lot of times they'll send your medical breakdowns. Now, I've seen stuff that didn't have medical breakdowns, but most of the time you'll see medical breakdowns. Oh, you did this and this and that and medical records. Great. You trapped them up. If they don't have a HIPAA release form for that information, they didn't provide you one with that signed HIPAA, they're in violation. So all you do is you collect that up. You say, thank you very much. Appreciate you. And you take your HIPAA letter and you send it to the credit bureaus and you say, this is in violation of the HIPAA laws. They did not provide me a signed contract for this HIPAA release. I don't have anything of this nature, okay? You need to remove this from the credit reports immediately, or I'm gonna have to report everybody to the HSC. Let me pull this up for you. See, this is more stuff, more advanced medical stuff, all right? This is important. And there's also, you know what? I want to tell you, there's also a medical bureau, MIB Medical Bureau. That's another special, spelled bureau wrong. There's another special medical bureau, MIB. A lot of people don't know or talk about them. No, I spelled bureau fine. Don't talk about MIB. What you can do is you can pull your own MIB, see if there's collections in MIB. You could dispute them or you could seal it, freeze it. We are doing that for people at the Awesome Life Group. Okay, we are sealing and freezing MIB. So there's a special medical bureau just for you. They don't want you to know. They don't tell you this stuff. Take a look into it, okay? Great. K. Michael, great question. I love this question. A lot of people, the interesting thing about this question, a lot of people don't ask this, okay? Hey, Brandon, I'm financing a car for the last year now, and congratulations on getting your car. Having a car is a big step. I'm still got, I walk, I have this old beat up van. Like I don't do the whole car thing, right? The car is challenging because it's a commitment. You got to pay on time. You get these high interest rates. Like he was talking about, he had poor credit. Is it wise to refinance your auto loan at a lower interest rate after you have fixed your FICO score? Yes, it is very wise to do so. Okay. Now you're going to have a lender, right? And you're going to get an inquiry. Right? So do it one time the right way at your local credit union or your local bank and get that good interest rate, 2.9, 3%, right? Because you're probably at 10, 15% right now, right? I have 4 months of default payments with Great Lakes from 3 years ago, went into rehab program, and now I'm current. Fantastic. Shouldn't these negative remarks be removed after I entered into the rehab program? Yes, the negative remarks are supposed to be removed after you complete the rehab. Okay? Once you complete that rehab, it's gone. We just had a call with a gentleman who had that issue. Okay, you have them in breach of contract of their rehab, the federal rehab. Okay, that act is yours, on your side. All right, and we talked about it. If you're watching the replay, and I'm talking again about this, you've already seen this. All right, I'm just trying to make sure that this individual came in late, he has this knowledge, right? So what you can do is you can get your rehab stuff. Okay, I'm sure you've got some rehab paperwork. Send it in the bureau. Say, hey, this is supposed to be removed. Send late payment disputes into the bureaus along with that rehab information. Send the goodwill letter to your servicer. Just say, hey, you know what? I think maybe there was a mistake. You forgot. This is my rehab documentation right here. It was all rehab. You're not supposed to remove these. Okay, they'll come back. They'll let you know. Boom, you move to the next step. Okay, it either gets rehabilitated properly or you move to the next step. Complain. Put the student loan lawyer information in there for you, okay? If you have information that you need to dispute and you need a lawyer to take care of it, student loan lawyer, that's a layup for them. They're like, oh, you got these documents? We got these fools, okay? We got these fools. So not a problem. I'm glad that you are getting your rehabs on. And guys, Rehabs, IDRs, income-driven repayment programs. These can be your safe havens until you go through the dispute process, the finding out the master promissory note stuff. That's going to get you that on-time payment history, like we talked about. We come full circle. Towards the end of this, we come full circle. At the beginning, I was talking about good on-time payment history, installment loans. Those student loans are installment loans. This is going to boost your score up, like we talked about with the gentleman on the phone. Okay, that boosted my score up. Okay, and they stay on there. If they're all good on-time payment history, every year they get older. 14 years, 15 years, 16 years, 20 years, 25 years. That's what you want. You want 25 plus years, like we talked about in the beginning, which people don't tell you is you need a 25 plus year history to be at that very top tier echelon. Now, of course, that's a very small percentage, 10% or whatever, 50% or whatever, right? They're not worried about all this. 35% is on-time payment history. So that's what we want to clean up when we're disputing all these negative items and getting all this stuff updated. But hey, y'all know that because y'all part of the subscribe tribe, all right? And if you're watching this, those medical bills are easy to remove, Carlos says. Yes, they are. You can get medical bills. I'm telling y'all, I'm tired of seeing medical and student loans on these reports. They're ridiculous. They're not, I consider, consumer debt. They're when people have issues medically. Overseas, they don't even have medical bills and student loan debts. Overseas, the schools are free. The healthcare is free, right? So I don't think Americans should have that anymore. How many points can go up using primary trade lines? It just depends. Just depends with the primary trade lines and what you have on your reports right now. Again, like we talked earlier, it's like a fingerprint. Your credit report and credit scores are unique to you. We talked about, we got on-time payment history. We've got the primary lines, the installment loans, and the open-end cards, guys, those Amex cards. You're going to have your ratio, okay? What's your credit ratio? How much you're using versus how much you got available. All right, so it just depends on how many score points. But just in general, I'm not giving any specifics. I've seen people go up 30, 50 points, okay, with adding good primary lines, good on self-lender, all this stuff. 20, 30, 40, 50 points. Getting negative items are going to boost you up really well too, okay? Yeah, overseas, we had no worries. Yeah, exactly. Crazy, right? Sharada, hey, Brandon, I made it to the live stream. We send off my husband and my first rounds this Tuesday. Well, congratulations. Congratulations. Oh, this individual did not hear K. Michael's question, the response to K. Michael's question. Okay. Well, I will try to be swift to sum it up again, but we have it on the replay, so you could always watch it on the replay. Let me see here if I can remember this. You didn't hear that because you were on a phone call. All right, K. Michael. Maybe K. Michael can ask it again. Or if you remember what K. Michael's question was, please let me know. All right. So I'm going to leave you pretty soon here. We're almost at an hour. I know you want to get to your Memorial Day weekend and enjoy. If you're watching this right now, please give it a thumbs up. If you're watching this on the replay, you made it this far, give it a thumbs up. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button, smash that bell for notifications, put on the notification, become a part of the notification squad so you get this live stream information free. You get the free calls, all right? 609 Credit Repair works, thank you. Okay, should I apply for the jewelry card thing in the middle of credit repair? Okay, with your group. 30 years old, never owned a credit card besides secure one. Okay. Derek, just depends, right? Depends what you want to do, where you at, okay? Yes, on one side of it, I think, yes, you're probably good to go get that jewelry card club, credit card thingy like you're talking about, boost that credit score up, okay? I think you'll be all right doing that. And the other side is you don't have to right now. Don't feel like you got to do it right this second, brother. If you feel like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to go through my credit repair right now, chill, I'm going to get it at the end, or I'm going to get my own primary line at the end, you're good, okay? Either way is going to be advantageous to you. I just don't want to put you out, okay, brother? I don't want you to feel like, man, Branston's got to do right this second and boost up my score, and I need my score now. It depends on what your goals are, too. If you're trying to buy a house, okay, if you're trying to buy a house, you might need some primary lines, but you may not want the hard inquiry if you're trying to buy a house in the next 6 months, right? You might be like, well, look, I'm going to need to do this at the end. I want to see my credits at the end because I'm going to be able to get my house at the end because I'm trying to get an FHA loan. Well, I know I don't need a crazy high stuff. I'll put the primary line later or refinance later. There's so many options to you and what you need. So let us help you out. Talk to my team. because you're on the team. Talk to the team and let's figure it out together. All right, brother? Whoa, my auto loan was paid in full. The finance company marked my account as charge-off. Now, was it marked as charge-off before you paid it in full, or you paid it in full and they marked it as charge-off after that? Was this inaccurate? Okay, was this wrong? Okay, that's a 623 right to them. Prove to me that that's a charge-off. When they come back to you and they don't have that proof, send it into the bureaus and they'll update it immediately, okay? Demetrius, anyone seen the movie Barry? It's about Obama and his younger years. I was like, man, where's my man B Weave? That's great. Obama's great, man. Maybe I'll run for office one day. That'd be fantastic. President, get some free health care to the people. Get the student loans. Get the banksters out of the student loan industry. Yeah, get some free education, some free health care. And I'm big about giving the people some money too. Give the people some money. Stop hoarding all this money. Get them some cash. Skip the jobs, go right to cash. Give them a universal pay. You know what I'm saying? Just get some money, some pay, some education, some healthcare. Let the people be. All right. Some people have to yell and scream and carry on the trying to be mad and all this stuff. All right. So I'm gonna got my boy. We just want to win. We just want to win. That's exactly it. We just want to win. Get some cash, get some money in your bank accounts, get some credit, get your business on. Man, I'm telling you right now. Let's see what we got. Notifications. Hey, I appreciate you so much. We've done an hour here. I love it. I have a great time, having a good time with you guys on the weekend. I want to let you go enjoy your weekend. So I'm gonna go ahead and say good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. And you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Enjoy your holiday weekend. Thank you all. And remember, 609creditrepair.com. Or if you want us to do it, awesome. AwesomeLifeGroup.com, where awesome credit equals an awesome life. And until I see you all in person one day in a subscriber meetup, I will see you on the other side. Take care.